Hello and welcome back to r/Entitled Parents. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy. Entitled parents don't believe that I'm sick, so I almost don't return from the light. This was back in 2018 and I was seriously sick, so a lot of it is blurry, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Also, this is very long, so too long didn't read is at the bottom. So, about July of 2018, I started to get pretty sick. At first, it was kind of like a cold. I had a sore throat and a runny nose, fever, etc. So I did what anyone else would do and brought some cold and flu tablets to help me get better faster. When they didn't work, I took them for the recommended time. I decided it was time to go to the doctors. I was told by the first doctor that I saw that it might be tonsillitis, so she prescribed me some antibiotics and that was it. For a few days I was okay. I couldn't drink much because my throat was swollen, couldn't eat a lot, and I couldn't sleep because every time I did, I'd choke, but I was fine until that Saturday morning. Now I work the Saturday shift, and as soon as I was up and getting ready, I knew something was wrong. My lips were severely chapped, and it looked like I'd been punched in the face. I had ulcers that had formed on the tip of my tongue that went all the way down my throat and my face was swollen. I told my lovely mother and father that I wasn't well. They, of course, didn't believe me. I just don't think I should go. Father, you're fine, ignoring the fact that I'm almost falling over my feet because of dizzy spells. Mother, you're going to work. So I went. Now I don't remember what happened because at this point I started to black out because of the dehydration, but I do remember seeing my manager and, at the time, partner at work. He mentioned something about me looking terrible, and my father, being the ever-ready person to be a victim and hero, said he agreed. Manager, you should go home. I had a scarf around my face because I was so cold that it was hurting me. What's with the scarf? I removed it, and that was it. He sent me home. Told me that I was not to come back until I was 100% well. Now I don't remember the rest, but I do vividly remember parts of Sunday. That was my second doctor's visit, but this time I had to see a different doctor at a different clinic. My mother had just had surgery on her wrist, and she couldn't drive, and I wasn't allowed, so I woke up my father. There was a lot of shouting and swearing directed at me because God forbid he's up at 9 AM. So we go to this new doctor, and he says it's fungal. I don't know what he thought it was because at this point I was hitting that part of time where the human body starts to shut down slowly because of dehydration. So I'm on different meds now, which made it worse. I was vomiting and I couldn't drink because of the ulcers. I think you get it. Monday night rolls around and I bring up going to the hospital. I was extremely fatigued, dehydrated, and I was starving. I was also hallucinating people that weren't there. It was a great time. Mother, no, you're not going. What you need is a shower and you'll be better. Father, alright, I'm just going to take you there and leave you at the hospital. Leave you outside the flaming ER room. My mother then took me to the shower where I was bawling my eyes out because I was just done. I didn't want to be sick anymore and I was extremely tired. When I got out, my mother told me to get my meds, phone and its charger, just in case. And they'd take me to the hospital. I don't remember the 15-minute drive there, but I do remember staring at the streetlights thinking they were stars following us. So, I was in the ER and the nurse, honestly my lifesaver, took one look at my face, complexion, and called a wheelchair to collect me. We didn't have to wait to be admitted. I was put on an IV and I drained 3 bags in a few hours. They then gave me this stuff that numbed my throat and also an ice lolly. I was in the hospital in not only the acute medical wing for 3 days, but also the emergency room, private rooms for 1 day. That whole time, I didn't see my father, but I did see my mother for 10 minutes while my entitled sister and her kids were also there causing trouble for my hospital roommate. It turns out I had mononucleosis, no idea how I got that, and if I had waited any longer, like my parents wanted me to, they would have lost me. Now, on to our next story. Am I the antagonist for not telling my new foster parents about the money that my late foster mother gave me, even though she needs surgery and can't afford it? I'm 15 male and I've been in foster care since I was born. From what I've been told, my mum was real young and her parents made her give me up for adoption, which realistically turned into me bouncing around foster homes for my entire life. My mum wrote me a letter that I'm surprised was even given to me, explaining everything. She basically said that I was the most beautiful thing she had ever laid eyes on, and that she is sorry that she couldn't keep me as her parents wouldn't allow it, and that she hopes I search for her someday, which I plan to. Her parents can go F themselves, though, because they'll never be family after putting me through this. In 15 years, I've been in 3 orphanages and 19 foster homes. Most families give me up after receiving their first state paycheck, but a few have held on to me for a few months. My last foster mother was perfect. She loved me, like actually loved me. Not the fake BS that normal families spew. She did everything she could possibly do to bring out the real me, and she truly, truly cared. Unfortunately, my beloved foster mother passed away 3 months ago from terminal cancer that I wasn't aware she had. She included me in her will, where I received $50,000 in a trust fund that I can't touch until I'm 18, and $8,000 of just play cash that I can use now. My new foster parents aren't that great. I was dropped off on their doorstep the day after my foster mother died without so much as an introduction. They showed me around the house and then just left me to my own devices, and that is how it's been since I've been here. They don't speak to me, they basically just ignore my existence. Now, I'm not sure if my caseworker told them about the money I had been given, because lately my foster mother has been dropping little comments like, "I really need this surgery, how can I afford it?" She isn't speaking directly to me, but it seems like it occurs every single time I walk into the room, so I'm assuming my caseworker blabbed. Mind you, she literally does not have conversations with me, so I don't even know what the surgery's for, and I admittedly don't care. The reason I feel like a butthole is because I have this money and I could help her out with the surgery, where she is technically helping me out by putting a roof over my head. But at the same time, I know this home will be short-lived as well, and in a few years, I'll be 18 and forget these people exist, much like they do with me now. And I know they already get $750 a month just to have me here. Am I the antagonist? Not the antagonist. Do not even hint at having money. 50k might seem like a lot, but if you used it to go to college, it would only cover all 4 years if you chose an in-state school and lived frugally. That 8k is gonna help. They already get $750 a month just to have me here. Yeah, newsflash, that's not their paycheck either. It's supposed to be used to provide for you the cost of keeping an extra bedroom, high utilities, and any clothes, toiletries, school supplies, etc. that you need. You don't have to spend that 8k on anything. If they're making you uncomfortable and claiming they can't afford basic expenses or their own medical expenses, tell your worker. If your worker won't help you, get some legal aid in your state. Not the antagonist. That money is yours, man. Sorry to hear that you've had a hard life. Take it from me. It'll make you tougher, and it's never a bad thing. Don't waste money someone that actually loved you gave you on someone who doesn't truly love you. Best of luck. Not the antagonist. Keep that cash, kid. It'll be a huge head start in life for any kid, not from wealth, let alone someone who's been dealt your hand. Don't feel guilty. Your foster mum loved you. She gave you that for you, not these people who are just like all the other foster parents you've had. These people are adults, and they can do what adults do and sort out their own problems themselves, rather than trying to subtly manipulate you, the kid they're meant to care for. Foster parents like that make me sick. Best of luck for the future. You seem like a great person. It says a lot that you're even considering helping these people, when by the sounds of it they've done little more than house and feed you. Your foster mother would be proud of you wanting to help these people, but I'm sure she'd also say, what I'm sure you'll hear from this thread: keep the cash. Entitled mother confronts me for having the audacity to buy our house when she wanted it. Brief backstory. Back in March, I, 25 female, and my partner, 25 male, bought a house. Big deal for us, and we're so glad we managed to pull this off, especially right before the pandemic got bad. It's a livable fixer-upper. The lady that lived here bought it in '67 and was the only owner before us, and she made no updates in that time. Laugh out loud. It keeps us busy, and that's worked out really well being home so often. Now to the event with Entitled Mother. In May, my big project was pulling out some nasty bushes that had taken over a huge chunk of the front side yard. It was hot, I was sweaty. I'm digging out roots and throwing branches. As I'm right up front and making a pretty drastic change to the yard, people notice. Most neighbours stop by, say a quick hello from the car and drive away, but not entitled mother. Entitled mother pulls up in a shiny black Suburban from the opposite of the road, parks the wrong way and rolls down her window. I'd say she's in her 50s to 60s. Grey, white bob cut hair. I stand up and pause my music. The following conversation isn't exact, but pretty close, as this conversation was just so entitled. Entitled mother. Hey, did you buy this house? Me. Yeah, I just moved in last month. Did you know the family? That sold it. Not really. We just got lucky they chose us, I guess. Trying to be nice, but kind of off-put. She's asked none of the typical neighbour questions. We made a great offer. Entitled mother. Yeah, my son really wanted this house. He grew up in this neighbourhood, you know. Me. Oh, darn, yeah. Houses move fast right now. Entitled mother. He spent his whole life in this area. He really deserved to stay in the neighbourhood, you know. Yeah, that's too bad. I've got major what the feelings right now. Entitled mother. How much did you offer? Me. Not about to tell her the details. Over asking price. We were proactive. Entitled mother. Well, my son really wanted that house. Me, feeling quite awkward with his whole situation, and just looking to shoo this lady along. Yeah, well, I'm sure more houses will go up for sale around here. Entitled mother. Well, that doesn't help him now, does it? He had his heart set on that house for sure. I just exaggeratedly shrug and decide to resume my root cutting to try and give her the message. You're probably flipping it now. He would have loved it. Me. No, we're not. We're staying long term. Yeah, right. She doesn't leave. I'm wondering if I should go inside or something. She just keeps looking at me expecting to say something. I keep cutting at her root. Entitled mother. Is it just you, or did your family help you get it? Me, getting pretty short in tone. My partner and I bought it together. Entitled mother. My grandkids would have loved the yard. A loved yard makes a house a home, you know. Okay, I'm not looking up now. Well, my dogs will love it, especially once I'm done. Entitled mother. Seriously? I just scoff, pull my root out, throw it on the pile, and feel her eyes watching me. Me. Really? Ready to be done. Well, have a good day. Then with a last glare and an ugh, she speeds off, leaving a quite annoyed and bewildered me in my dirty glory, mulling over what the heck just happened. Did this lady seriously just try to guilt trip me because we bought a house her son wanted? Indeed she did, apparently. What on earth? Definitely the most unwelcoming interaction I've had since we've moved in, and I have not seen her since. Yeah. Oh, that's so silly. Oh my goodness. And you know that... Oh goodness. You know her son didn't want the house. That's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.